The video is coming through, so now I'm gonna turn the live stream on, and those of you who are looking at it should get it in a minute or so. The video is coming through, so now I'm gonna. There you go.
It wasn't even a minute.
The video is coming through, so okay. So that's the way that works. I'm going to spotlight myself. The live stream on, and those of you who are looking at it should feel free to mute me whenever you want.
I'm appalled that that's what my resting face looks like.
I feel like that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh. Yeah.
Okay, you won't hear me for a while. I'm gonna put the rolling video for you to enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to this news event held by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. You'll hear from the Bulletin's president and CEO, 5 members of the Bulletin's Science and Security Board, and author and science communicator Hank Green. Then we'll open the floor for questions from the media. The Q&A period will be for reporters only. If you wish to ask a question, use the raise your hand function, and your line will be unmuted when it's your turn to ask a question. We'd now like to introduce Dr. Rachel Bronson, President and CEO of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists.
I guess that's me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the news event. I'm happy to have you all here. Now we will unveil the time, as you can see to my left. Here is the time. The world is at greater risk than it was before. Don't tell Rachel I'm doing this. She'll be very embarrassed.
This is where we'd hear her intros.
And by the way, do we need to put filmed at the Harris School of Public Policy? Like,
yes, I think we'll need to put that again.
Yeah.
I can email Matt and let him know.
Yeah. Gail, is it just me, or does that just look bigger than the space we had to work with yesterday?
It's the same backdrop. It does look like they have more space, but I don't know how.
Well, I
like the way that Matt filmed it. It's close up on what's important, which is them in the clock.
Yeah, it is. It's just that I think because we just the pipe didn't fit, so it was jerry rigged. So
the video stops, we spotlight the panel, and you'll hear me again. And I'll say, before we continue, please note that a link to the Doomsday Clock report, news release, photos, and video can be found in the chat area of your Zoom dashboard. We hit the spotlight to Sharon, and then this is where we just go through them. The next speaker is Sharon Squassoni, research professor at the Institute for International Science and Technology Policy, Elliott School of International Affairs, at the George Washington University.
Max, I have a question there. So as you saw, we had the rolling video, then we have the opening slide while Max does the introductions. Then Rachel comes on, does her brief statement. We roll the reveal video with her talking over it. Once that's done, Max, I think you said we go back to this gallery view, or?
Yeah, that's what we have on the script. I mean, we can tweak that, but we spotlight the whole panel, the gallery, and that's before, because, and that's just, it's only going to be a few seconds because I'm just saying that, you know, the report's going to be dropped. I guess we could go straight to Sharon, but I think the panel view was what we did last year. I used last year's script, just so you know, to kind of make it consistent. But yeah, panel while I'm saying that the link is being dropped in the dashboard, and then we hit Sharon when I'm introducing her. The next speaker is Sharon.
I think having another shot of the panel is nice, just
Yeah.
so folks remember who they're seeing.
Yeah.
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
And that will be their first view of the whole panel, because we start with the slide, then we go to the rolling video, then we go to the slide again while Max does the introduction, then the spotlight goes on Rachel only. So you know, after the reveal, basically we see the whole room. Okay, so that's how it's gonna work.
If that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hallie, that's okay.
Yep. And just a quick note, I still see like on the top of my screen, and I don't know if it's just me, it still says you are in a practice session. Is that always there?
Not for the event. It'll
Okay.
be in our practices. It'll be in our pre-event setup, but no, it'll
But
just
it's gonna vanish. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I hit the start webinar button, that message goes away.
Perfect.
You're no longer practicing. Any questions, comments, doubts?
Yeah, I think we're good. Just so everybody knows, so Sarah, I'm gonna call you after this, and we're gonna talk about the roll-in video, because Rachel had a last-minute edit, so you and I'll fix that. Thomas, I've already been a pain in the ass about turning this video around. Are you doing that, or is Matt doing it for the reveal?
Yeah, Matt's on the video. I'll have the photos.
Okay. So I'll circle back to Matt because Rachel really wants it by noon tomorrow, so she can work with it over the weekend. So I'll reach out to Matt as soon as we're done too.
And I have a question. Do we have any, I guess, leeway on how long the roll-in video can be, or does it need to stay at the 2 minute 30 seconds? Because there are some slides that have a lot of text on them, and I feel like if we gave them a few more seconds, people might actually be able to read the entire slide.
So again, Sarah, you and I can talk about this, but we made it 2:30 simply because that's when the music ended, and we didn't want it to, like, you know, have this heightened thing and then start over again or whatnot. So we can, you and I can deal with that, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
So if folks are comfortable, I don't know that I need to do another run through at 2:30 unless other folks do, because that run through that we just did looked great.
Yeah. I liked it too. And we'll still on Tuesday
Yes.
do a rehearsal, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
Have we
Rob,
said
does
that?
that sound okay with you?
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's expecting. I think
Great.
on Tuesday, what we do is we just bend to Rachel's schedule. So do you want to set that, Hallie?
Yep, I will set that. So yeah, so we can just piggyback off the 3 o'clock. We can just make the 3 o'clock longer, or we can do something earlier in the day if 3 o'clock makes me a little concerned that it's kind of late in the day, and then we only have like a full working day, like one more full working day before the announcement.
We will follow your lead and Rachel's comfort level.
I will send you all a note.
Okay. And my schedules are incredibly busy on Tuesday, but I can move anything around.
Cool.
So are we deciding no 2:30 today?
I think so. If folks are comfortable. I was comfortable with how that went.
I am rapturously signing it. I am rapturously taking it off my list right now.
Great.
Lorene, you and I have a 1 o'clock, yeah? Okay. All right. Victor, this is kind of your ball game. Anything else we need to know?
I think we're good. If everybody was happy with how the video looked and sound, and the way it looks when you have the reveal video and someone else is talking over it, I think we're good. Those were my two main things. The live stream, I think Sarah and Gail are looking at it. I guess it looks good. One note on the video. I'm not sure what resolutions you're using, but since we can't push more than 1080p through Zoom, and the live stream's going to be probably 720p, I don't think we need a 4K video. Just to be gentle with the bandwidth.
Yeah, I think my only concern is, and I don't know if we can fix this, is I think last year the video looked pixelated. And I don't know how we deal with that.
How did it look today?
I can't remember. I just remember the horror of it last year. Like, oh, it's such a great video, but then it came across pixelated. So
here it is.
Yeah, that's pretty sharp. The fact that I can see the 12-point New Times Roman makes you feel okay.
Rob, did you mean the reveal video when you cut to that it was?
No, it was the
Oh.
roll-in, because the roll-in moves faster and somehow the stream wasn't keeping up with it. And it could have been my connection, but I thought that was the consensus last year, is that like, oh, it was such a great video, but it just looked a little pixelated. Am I alone in remembering that?
I remember that as well. I thought we decided that was on individuals' bandwidth, like on the receiving end, if it looked pixelated.
Yeah, it's with bandwidth, it's a gamble. It depends on several things. We upgraded the bandwidth on our end. Both Max and I have better bandwidth now. But again, if someone has bad bandwidth in the call, in the webinar itself, that may affect the outcome. And also when you have 20 other people getting the feed, it also affects the bandwidth. So it's a bit of a gamble. Usually things look great when you're 2 people in Zoom, and then when you scale to 30 people, it may look a little different. But I think we're going to have a better result this time around. And
You're just telling me to relax. I will relax.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Last year, I want to check something. Give me a second. What is this?
Rob, by the way, I'm with you. I still have the YouTube feed up on my other display. I timed it. It's a 30-second lag. And yeah, I'm horrified that this is what I look like.
Oh, here we go.
To other people.
Yeah, some people love the Zoom era, and if you're like me, it's kind of like having to look at yourself.
I just have to remember to smile when I'm not wanting to smile. I just have to remember I'm on the Today Show, and
Yeah, last year the intro video, the rolling, was a 720p video, and the actual announcement was.
With this in mind, I'd like to now ask 2 members of
1080p
the Bulletin
video.
Science and Security Board to approach the.
And we had another video last year as well. Was Governor Yusaki?
Yeah, from Japan, and we sped up his video, if you remember, and that was not a good decision in
That was
retrospect.
fun.
we're not talking about that. Let's like saying Voldemort.
And that one, I think, was the one that had more issues with the bandwidth and the audio, which goes to prove that it's all a gamble. The bandwidth was great at the beginning with the rolling, and then it dropped when we did that one. So hopefully it'll be smoother. And that's it. Any more questions, doubts? We're good.
I think we are. Okay, so the next step is that Hallie's going to send us all an invite for Tuesday. I am going to call Sarah and Gail, and then I'm going to call Matt and just make sure that his video comes in on noon tomorrow. And Thomas, you can have all your stuff edited by noon tomorrow so Rachel can review.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Not that much. A lot of the like B-roll kind of shots are from last year, really. I mean, because there's no change. So
yeah. And then Lorene, Rachel will probably be working with you with her script a little bit. So just know that. And she wants me to call her in 11 minutes. She's been all over me this morning, even though she forgot that I was in these meetings, but she's texting me. So
well, one last thing from me. So is this going to be the final version of the slide, or are we expecting something different?
I like it.
All right.
I like it too.
Sweet. So and everybody's okay with using the timer?
The countdown timer?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
I like
But
it
so,
too.
sorry, just to my peace of mind, because I know Rachel's gonna ask me this question. So, and I think we saw this, or I'd like to see it before we show Rachel. What does the transition look like between the countdown timer and the roll-in? Is it like all a continuous thing? Do you have to like change screens? Is there gonna, I just wanna know. So Rachel can know. Thank you.
One second. You changed my audio.
Nice.
Awesome, seamless.
One note for me on the Tuesday invite, there won't be, just like this practice, there won't be a universal link for everybody. We'll reset the time of the practice within Zoom, I think. And so the calendar invite can just say, refer to your speaker invite. You'll all get links in email, panelist invites. So refer to those.
If we're gonna have, we need to add whoever else we have to invite, Max.
Yeah, right. Well, if Hallie, if you just send out an invite that has all the people we need, we'll just grab those emails and set them up as panelists for the practice. And then when we get on, we can assign role playing. Whoever needs to be, act out as the different speakers, we can do that.
Sure. And I can send out like 2 sentences, like if we want to assign like Gail as Asha. Gail, I can send you 2 sentences from just like a random article, just so we have stuff to read. And on Rachel's speaker link, Max, if you could just send that directly to me, so I can put it in her calendar, that would be much easier than having her dig through her email.
Okay, we'll make a note of that.
Thank you.
We'll need a separate one for you though.
That's fine. I can send you my Gmail.
Since we're using the test webinar, we can actually quote unquote go live. Mm-hmm. And if you want to have a couple of people register and be reporters, or we can move some of the panelists that logged in, and we can move them to be reporters. We can do that as well.
Yeah, if we have extras, we can just from here we can throw them in the attendee room, and they can participate as if they were reporters and pose questions.
And they can see the event as the reporters would see it as well. Mm-hmm. Because that's another thing that is good to point out is that for the panelists, so the role we're all playing here, we have control over what we see. So even if I spotlight someone, you can change that on your end, but the reporters cannot. So keep that in mind, that if you see, for example, sometimes people don't have their Zoom apps set up so that the people that don't have video don't show up. So if they have that off, they will see a name. But I have it set up so that the reporters don't see the names; they just see video. So when a reporter is asking their question, some of the panelists may see the name pop up on the screen, but the reporters won't see that.
So the speakers have a different view.
Yeah,
And that's totally fine.
the speaker can choose their own view and can change it.
Yeah, if you're a speaker and you start messing with the spotlight, if you wanted to do that, it won't mess up the spotlight for all the attendees.
Perfect.
But don't mess up with the spotlight.
Yeah, we don't advise that, but
Yeah.
you know, if you wanted to get crazy. All right, cool.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks all for your time and answering my stupid questions. I appreciate you.
They're no stupid questions.
Exactly.
No, it's good. And it's good for us all to, you know, think through this stuff. So thank you. And we'll chat with you this afternoon on our PR call. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Perfect.
Thanks, Victor, for your time.
Thanks all.
Everybody.
Thank you.